Okay, so imagine cutting out all the usual steps when you're trading crypto. Like instead of going through Bitcoin or stablecoins, you just go directly, maybe from one fun community token straight to another.
Right. Skipping the middleman.
Exactly. And that's pretty much what we're diving into today.
Sounds interesting.
We've got some fascinating insights here from an article that highlights a very specific, maybe even a bit unusual trading pool. It's on the Alcor Exchange.
Alcor, okay. On the XPR network, I assume.
That's the one. And our goal, really, for this deep dive is just to unpack this unique pairing. We want to understand what makes this meme-to-meme thing tick and why it might be, interesting for you listening.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, and the source points this out clearly, is how this pool directly connects to, well, two quite distinct community tokens, no intermediaries.
Okay.
We're talking about a pool on the XPR network blockchain. That's the one from the Metallica's team. Yeah. And this pool, it pairs the Nutmeg meme token directly with the Proton Pussy Cat meme token, often just called Pussy, I believe.
Right, Pussy. And the article, it does note that both Nutmeg and Pussy, they're seen as having like real liquidity and maybe some utility, but within their own separate communities. But pairing them together directly, the source calls it a spicy meme token recipe.
Yeah, spicy. I like that.
It's basically an experiment, right? And cross-community connection happening right there on the blockchain.
Exactly. And if you think about the bigger DeFi picture, decentralized finance, peer-to-peer stuff without the banks.
Sure.
By pairing these two meme tokens directly, totally skipping the usual routes like going through XPR itself or stablecoins like USDT, they really are building a kind of meme-to-meme economy.
A direct economy.
Yeah, and the source presents this as like a core part of the magic of DeFi that gets people excited, the freedom to just innovate with these token pairings.
Okay, so that's the idea, the magic. But what does that actually mean in practice? Like, if someone wanted to use this pool, what's the benefit?
Well, it really boils down to efficiency and directness. That's what the source emphasizes.
Efficiency, okay.
Because the pairing is direct, it allows for instant swaps. Nutmeg for Pussy, Pussy for Nutmeg, just bang, done.
Instant swaps. Nice.
And the value transfer, it happens directly on chain. Meaning the actual exchange of tokens. It's recorded, it's executed right there on the XPR network blockchain itself. So you don't need any like off-chain clearinghouse or traditional accounts.
Got it.
No middlemen fiddling around in the swap process. And because it is on chain, it's designed to be fast and transparent.
And importantly, the source makes it clear this isn't just a plan, right? It's not theoretical. This Nutmeg and Pussy pool, it's actually been running.
Oh, yeah, nonstop since launch, apparently. Yeah. It's a working example.
Wow.
The article describes it as a quiet engine, just humming along in that specific corner of the XPR ecosystem.
A quiet engine?
Yeah, consistently earning swap fees from the trades, making these direct meme-to-meme swaps possible, like we discussed. And by doing that, it's sort of strengthening both communities at the same time.
How so?
By creating this shared place for liquidity. It benefits both Nutmeg holders and Pussy holders who want to swap between them easily.
Right, a shared venue.
Okay.
And did the source give any actual data, numbers to show it's being used?
It did provide some snapshots. Now, obviously, these numbers reflect a specific point in time, and we're not talking massive scale here compared to, say, Uniswap or something.
Super understood. Niche scale.
Exactly. But it shows real activity, the total value locked, the TVL, basically the amount deposited in the pool to make swaps happen.
Yeah, the liquidity.
Right. That was around $513. $513.41 to be precise when the article snapshot was taken.
Okay, about $500.
And it's a recent volume too, like $5.49 traded in the 24 hours before the article, and about $498 over the previous month.
So small numbers, but definitely active. People are using it.
Precisely. And it also noted some price movement. The pair was down slightly, like 2% in 24 hours, maybe 6.5% over the week. But the chart they showed indicated a pretty decent run-up before that little dip. So there's definitely been activity.
And liquidity providers, did it say?
Yeah, it mentioned 9 total positions providing liquidity. So 9 different wallets presumably had put their Nutmeg and Pussy tokens into the pool, probably to earn some of those swap fees.
Okay, 9 providers for a pool that size. Makes sense.
And these specific numbers, yeah, they're small globally, but they matter because they show this direct meme-to-meme thing is working. It's functioning in the real world, even if it's niche.
Right.
It's solid evidence for that quiet engine description the source uses. It backs up the idea that these direct swaps are happening. It's operational.
Okay, so let's pull this together. This deep dive, it's really shown us a specific working example of how you can bypass traditional trading pairs and create a direct kind of meme-to-meme economy, in this case on the XPR network.
Exactly. So to recap it, based on the source we looked at, you've got this pool pairing Nutmeg and Proton Pussy Cat tokens.
Correctly.
On Alcor Exchange.
Yep.
It allows for instant swaps, direct on-chain value transfer. It's fast, no middlemen. The source called it that quiet engine that earns fees, handles the trades, and helps both communities. And we saw some actual data points backing that up, like the TVL around $513 and the recent volume figures.
So thinking about this focus on direct meme-to-meme trading and this community-driven liquidity, it does raise a pretty interesting question for you, the listener, to think about. As you see more projects like this pop up, what does utility actually mean for meme tokens, especially when they start bypassing the old structures and finding these new ways to, well, interact directly?
That's a good question. Utility beyond just community vibes or speculation.
Exactly. What is that utility in this evolving crypto landscape? Definitely something for you.